So, my name is George Taylor. I am 20 years old right now. Tomorrow, I actually turn 21. I joined the business I'd say about a month. I mean, a year and 3 months now. Where I started in Dallas, Texas. I was originally in college out there. I originally started in Dallas because I was going to college out there. It was just a community college. I was going for IT, and I had got introduced this opportunity. If you guys know Stanley Smith, he used to post his lifestyle. He used to post the things he does a lot. And just seeing the things that Stanley posted kind of inspired me to get into this field because I was also working a 9 to 5. I was working at the airport out in Dallas, Texas, and I knew that wasn't the life that I wanted. Even going to college, like I knew that that wasn't for me. It was just something that I was just kind of doing. So I wanted to get my foot into something that, obviously would pay off in the long run, but also I like the idea of just building things. So I had hit up Stanley. He had got me in the business. And then full transparency, like results just did not show up in the beginning. So if you're new, just know that it definitely takes time when you're building something. You're not going to get it day one. So when I first came into the office, the results were very slow. I didn't make my first deal for 7 days. After that, it took me about 2 weeks after to make my second deal, and everything was just very slow in the beginning. I think the biggest thing was I believed in myself, and that's the biggest thing is when you're in a business like this, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe you can overcome anything, and that was just something I was really good at. There was obviously times I was very discouraged, but I just kept going because the biggest thing is you can't act on motivation. You just have to have the drive for what you do. You have to have the drive for what you do, and you have to believe in yourself, and you'll be able to achieve whatever you believe in.
That is good. Now, did
Yeah.
that come from you? Did you teach yourself all that, or how did you?
So I think the biggest thing was the leadership that I had. I had a really good mentor that would kind of point my head in the direction where it's like, at the end of the day, this opportunity, it's like it's all up to you. And it's like I think Stanley, he kind of put me in a perspective where it's just like I don't know how to describe it. Like it was just all up to me. So it's like I can make as much as I want to. I can accomplish as much as I want to, but it's all gonna be up to me. It's up to how disciplined I am, how consistent I'll be in my sales, how bad do I actually really want it, and then when am I going to stop actually making excuses for myself. And that's something that I did a lot in the beginning is I made a lot of excuses as to why this wouldn't work out, asking myself like what if it doesn't work out, just those type of things, rather than asking myself like what if it does work out. So I think this business is definitely going to teach you how to like switch that mindset because a lot of times we get into things like this and we think about the worst things that come out of the business and we don't think about the good outcomes of the business. So, biggest thing is in this business, you got to change, you got to flip that narrative and you got to start thinking positive. What if it does work out? What if you do change your family's lives? What if you do, become financially stable if you weren't before? Like, what if your life does change? You get what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's just something I told myself every single day. It's just like, it's gonna work out. You get what I mean? There's no
yeah,
other option. Leave yourself with no other option. There was no plan B for me. Being in Texas, because I'm not originally from Texas, I'm from Illinois. So I was out there strictly for college. So basically dropping out of college, quitting my jobs, I really did have no other option. You get what I mean? So put yourself in a situation where you're uncomfortable. So you definitely you have to make something out of it. You get what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good. So, what would you say your normal work day looks like? Let me ask you this first, back up. Are you building a team or is it just you?
Yep. So I have 47 agents under me right now.
47. But
Yeah.
that 635 was just on your own pen.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
my team last year they did 4.2 million.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Okay.
Appreciate it.
So tell me about your normal workday, knowing that you have agents and you do 635,000. What does that look like?
Okay, so to start of my day, obviously, in order to do such a high number like that, you have to be disciplined in everything that you do. So every single morning I wake up, I go to the gym right before I come to the office. So I wake up around maybe like 4:30 a.m. Get to the gym around 5 o'clock, and then I stay there till probably like 6:30, and then I'm at the office. Now I work crazy hours every single day, where I get to the office at 7:30, and I don't leave the office till 9 p.m. And there is people consider it's break time, but I don't really consider my break times to be like I'm going out and I'm going to eat or I'm going to the mall or anything like that. Like I stay at the office. I stay at the office and I handle any, we call it back end work that we might have where we got to cancel our clients' policies, or if we have to obviously get clients back on the books. Like I prioritize my 2 hours that I have to fixing things that are messed up in my portfolio, right? So obviously I gotta eat, so I do order food. I just have the food right next to me, and I'm still working 24/7. Like while I'm in here, I told myself like I have no time to waste. Like at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that are in a, because obviously we work with a lot of younger people, so there's a lot of people that they talk, they do a lot of conversating, they're not 100% dialing all the time, they're going on breaks, they're making a lot of excuses for themselves. And I look at the results of those type of people, and I look at where I want to be in life, and it's like I can't be doing the same things that other people are doing, because if I'm doing that, I'm getting average people results.
Mm,
You know what I mean? I don't want to
absolutely.
be average. I want to be above average. So that's what I tell myself every day is like, separate yourself from others. Don't do what everybody else is doing. What's going to make you different?
Yeah,
You know?
that's so good.
Yeah.
So where do you want to be? Why do you work this hard? What are you
Right.
after?
I think the biggest thing is breaking generational curses. Came from a very poor family. My mom was a single mom. And like all my siblings, they never seen anything like this. Like we didn't come from money at all. And I just seen like what it's like just not really having anything. And I wanted to be the one in the family to actually change that. I wanted, my mom's mindset was always like, we can't afford this, we can't do this, just, basic type of stuff. I
Hmm.
wanted to get to a perspective. I mean, not a I guess you could say, I wanted my mom to view a perspective where she doesn't have to say, we can't afford this, to like, this isn't bad. We can't afford this. We can't start doing these things. And I think my why is my mom, though, because at the end of the day, like, my mom's always been there for me. She's been there for me from the jump, and she always makes things happen. So it's just like when I joined this business, the only thing that was on my mind was, how can I change my mom's life? Obviously, I wanted to change my life as well, but like I want my mom to like get to experience everything that she couldn't, because she had us at a very young age, right? So
Hmm.
I think that's just the biggest thing. And then also, as of lately, my biggest why is my team. My team is why I show up every single day. My team is why I go as hard as I do. My team is what keeps me motivated, what keeps the drive going. Because obviously, I want to show them that this is possible. And since I'm a leader, I have to show them it's possible from the front. You can't expect, agents to do something that you're not going to be doing from the front.
Hmm.
Um, and then also, like, I've always liked the idea of like building something with my family. Now, I've convinced my mom to get in the business. I've convinced my cousin to get into my business. I convinced my sister to get in the business, my aunt's in the business, and my uncle's in the business. So it's
Nice.
just like building like a family legacy is the
That's
biggest thing.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have a lot of single moms on our team. I'm
Okay.
going to take a side note for just a second because single moms raise freaking killer people. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
they see the fight, they see, you know, maybe the struggle, but they see that that these single moms are working their butts off, and then
Mhm.
they produce humans like you that are like, we're going after it. We're going to be awesome, and we're going to make sure we don't have our, our families aren't going to worry, and my mom's not going to worry. So kudos to the single moms out there. You're
Yeah,
raising
for
kids
sure.
like this one right here. So keep doing what you're doing for sure. Um,
Exactly.
conversations. How many conversations do you have daily? What's your goal? What's your activity goal?
Like on the phone.
Yeah.
So we call them presentations. That means like we're getting as far as getting on the quotes with clients. I
Hmm.
try to at least get on the call. I mean, yeah, on 15 to 20 presentations a day.
Wow.
Obviously I've mastered my intro now to the point where it's just like it's kind of easy. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I understand clients because I feel like the biggest thing that I had to learn is like I'm not trying to sell off a script. I'm just trying to understand people. Once you're able to understand people, you're able to sell at a high level because you know what a client's gonna like or what they aren't gonna like, or you're gonna know how to deal with them. You're gonna know how to switch the conversation up. You're just gonna know how to manage people better than actually, just going off a script or anything like that.
Yep. So your opening that you've mastered is
Yeah.
what? Ring,
You,
ring. Hello.
oh, you wanted me to go through my
Yeah,
intro?
let's go. I want to hear your master
Um,
intro.
so I'll start off. I'll be like, "Hey, Deanna.
Yes.
Hey, Deanna. This is George Taylor. Just getting back to you, just about the life insurance benefits you had looked into a little while back. I was just trying to see, has any one of my agents reached out to you, or what had happened?"
Hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
And
And
so they'll
then,
say, no, nobody's reached out to me.
shoot, that's strange. Somebody should have definitely reached out to you. Now, real quick, fill me in, Deanna. When you had first filled this out, were you looking for burial and funeral expenses, or were you simply just trying to leave some love you money behind for your family?
That is so good. So y'all, that
And
intro, and it's not like you're right. You're having a conversation with them. It's not like you've got this speech prepared.
yeah, yep, nope. It's pretty simple. I think the biggest thing is when you're talking to a client, they want to talk to a person. They don't want to talk to somebody that's all salesy, that sounds like they're trying to sell you something because you don't get a conversation out of that. They want to talk to somebody that's really going to be intentional with them, right?
Hmm.
So it's like when I'm on the phone with these clients, I'm talking to them like they're my friends, like I know them, like I've talked to them many times before because it like builds it builds that value that you're looking for. And that's how you're able to sell them. Because once you build that value, you know how to sell the client.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So how many days a week do you work?
Um, as of right now, 7.
7. Okay,
Yeah.
so out of those 7 days, there's got to be one in there that you feel a little unmotivated, maybe not disciplined. What do you do?
Sundays. So Sundays are more so like my reset day. So I only come in for 2 hours on Sunday. Sometimes I'll come late longer than that, but Sundays are where I actually sleep in because every single other day, obviously, I'm up, I'm going to the gym, I'm waking up, I'm going to sleep, I'm just doing a repeated cycle. I think Sundays is like a safe. Basically, that's the days that I just pretty much sleep in, and then whenever I wake up, that's when I get up to go to work. And I typically don't go to the gym those days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a body reset, mental reset. Yeah.
Hmm.
So when you go to bed at night, you're fired up to go to
Yeah,
bed and get up and do it the next day.
exactly.
That's how you know. Yep.
Yeah.
What was your biggest month last year?
Biggest month was 118 grand.
All
Yeah.
telesales.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. That's when
118.
I don't know if you guys know the veteran leads.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when Vets first had came out. I was just really good at selling veteran clients in the
Hmm.
beginning. I don't know. I just felt like it came to me like very simple. It was very simple. That month, I did work every single day. I didn't miss a day at all. Even if I didn't stay like the whole 12, 13 hours, like I still came in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So if someone is doing 30 grand a month,
Uh,
how would you tell them to double or triple what they're doing, their production? What's the key?
I would say the biggest thing is you just can't cap yourself. Here was something that I did. It's kind of like a psychology thing. When I was hitting 30 grand or when I was hitting 40 grand, I was just telling myself, like, that's not enough. Like, it's not enough. It's not good. Obviously, that's the most money I've ever made before in my whole life. But I knew if I was capable of making 30 to 40 grand, I'm definitely capable of making more because at one point, I used to think that that wasn't possible. So you have to do more and more and more and more. You have to trick your brain to telling yourself it's not enough. It's not enough. There's more out there. There's more out there because there is simply more out there. And once you put a cap to yourself, you'll never make more than what you want to. You get what I mean? So like if
Oh,
you tell
yeah.
yourself you want to make 30K, you might just make 30K, but there's no other like, you get what I mean? You don't want to make more than that because you're telling yourself 30K. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like with me, I told myself something that was very unrealistic. Like I said, 100 grand. I don't know how I did more than that, but obviously I did it. But like I didn't believe that I was gonna actually do the 100 grand. But I also told myself every single day that I was gonna do 100 grand. I told the people around me I was gonna do 100 grand. I just said it every day. I woke up saying it. I did the work, obviously. Showed up. I pushed every single call. I didn't leave any call. Like, you know how people just get off the phones with clients when they feel like they're pushing too much? I just kept on pushing every single call. And I just didn't cap myself. I didn't cap
Mhm.
myself. And then also, I think the biggest thing too was I was pitching the highest coverage amount that the company actually offered rather than just looking at how much coverage they wanted. I'd be like, hey, Deanna, did you know you were able to qualify for up to 450,000 in coverage with Americo IUL? They'll be like, no, I didn't know that. I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd be like, because real quick, obviously I have to ask them their health. How's your health? They'll tell me their health. And then we'll start seeing if they can go ahead and get approved. And then obviously if they get approved, just tell them the price. And I feel like if you don't make it sound like a big deal, it's not going to really be a big deal. It's like when you tell yourself that obviously like this is a lot of money, you can't convince a client that it's not
That's
a lot of
good.
money if you already think that it's a lot of money. So it's like I just shot the number right there. I'd be like, Indiana, for that 450,000 in coverage, you're only looking at 500 a month. Does that make sense? That's too
Hmm.
expensive. I still shot myself high. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I was thinking the same thing because I do have a $250,000 option, and this one's only going to be 330. The client's going to go with it because 500 seemed way out of the budget, but $230 doesn't seem that bad, right?
That's good.
But imagine if I said, "Hey, Deanna, I have a $10,000 coverage for you," and Deanna tells me $10,000 is too expensive. I'm gonna look for 5,000, and obviously that's it's not really gonna pay us. You get what I mean? So
Yeah.
shoot yourself high. You're in a business where you can make as much money as you want to. It doesn't hurt to try to get them as much coverage as possible. It's my
Hmm.
biggest piece of advice.
That is so good. What do you think newer agents struggle with most in telesales?
I think getting in their heads is the biggest thing. When they don't see results right away, I feel like a lot of new agents they tend to think that they're not cut out for this business or they don't push themselves as hard. They don't put in the same amount of work or effort when they're here. They kind of
Hmm.
just give up on themselves. And I feel like those are what's going to actually build you. Like every single top producer that's in the industry, they've had those character building days. But the only difference is they kept going. You got to just keep going. If you know you're going to do something big later on in your lifetime, just keep on going. You get what I mean? Trust the
Hmm.
process. I think
Hmm.
the biggest thing is you have to trust and believe in yourself.
Hmm.
And that's something that a
Trust your
lot of people
process.
just don't have in the beginning because they haven't seen the results. But I'm telling you, the results, they're going to show up. It's going to be there. Especially if you've sold a policy before. It's like you see how the payout is, you see how quick it is, how efficient it is. Like we're in a business where the longest it'll take us to get paid is 30 days. And it's usually always going to be something that's pretty big in numbers,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
this industry is realistically changing lives. Never
Hmm.
seen anything like it, you know?
No, sir. Me either. I've been
Yeah.
around a minute, couple
Yeah.
minutes longer than you have, and I still have never seen anything like it.
It's crazy.
It's funny because the reason I asked that question is a lot of people want to know, like, I mean, even in the chat, and no offense to anybody, I'm the same way. What's your
Yeah.
magic script? What's your magic dialer? What's your magic lead? There's no magic. I can talk to you for 5 minutes and see that your belief and your consistency and your conviction, you could probably take no script and do
Yeah.
it because of how you care for the client. And then, you're just more laid back. And that has to do with reps, right? John
Yeah.
Wetmore always says, how many, do you take all day to dial or do you dial all day?
Right.
Some of
Exactly.
us are just trying to get by, but we want 635.
Exactly. You have to want more for yourself. You have to do everything possible necessary to getting yourself somewhere where you don't even you can't even imagine yourself being there. Like you got to take yourself to somewhere where it's like this is unrealistic, but I'm going to make it happen. And that's all I did is I made the unrealistic realistic. Like nobody in my obviously we're in Wolfpack. Nobody in Wolfpack was doing 100K before. I wanted to be the first to do it. So it's like in your guys' industry, be the first to do what everybody else isn't doing. It's very doable. You have the flexibility of making whatever you want. Since we're in a business where there's no caps, you have the flexibility to pushing yourself to the maximized potential to where, the furthest than anybody else. You get what I mean? What's stopping you? And it shouldn't be
Exactly.
anything. Shouldn't be anything.
So for that full year, you were doing 7 days a week, coming in early, staying late, first one in, probably last one out.
Yeah.
if someone doesn't have that work ethic yet, they're kind of new and they're just kind of living off of borrowed belief,
Mhm.
what advice would you give that brand new agent starting tomorrow? They're hearing your call today and they're like, okay, what would your advice be?
It's not necessarily the hours that matter. It's just the time that you put into it. Like the time that you are in the office, use 100% of your time wisely. You don't want to mess around and like waste your time at all. Like you want to be on those phones. You want to be convincing people. You want to be the person that's like, that's just getting the job done. Every day that I come in here, I tell myself I need to get the job done. Like I'm not leaving until I get the job done. Obviously, I feel like a lot of people, they'll come in, they might not see a deal, or they'll probably get a deal, just one deal, and they'll be ready to go. And it's like, imagine if you stayed longer and told yourself you were going to do 3 to 4 deals a day.
Mhm.
Imagine how much more that would, grow your pockets, how much more that could be helping you financially. You get what I mean? I was
Mhm.
just doing a breakdown with my team today. Let me see if I can pull up my calculator. So half of my team doesn't work. They don't work Saturdays and Sundays, right? And I was putting this perspective to them. So imagine if they made 1.3K Saturday and then 1.3K Sunday. That's 2,600, right?
Mhm.
You times that by four, you're missing out on 10,400 every single month. You times that by 12, you're missing out on 124 grand a year just by
Wow.
not working those Saturdays and Sundays. And it's just like when you put it like that, it's like, how could you miss out on this opportunity? You get what I'm saying? How could you not work Saturdays? How could you not work Sundays, even if it's for a little bit?
Just a
Those
couple of apps.
Exactly. And then another thing I was telling my team about too is just like, even if you want to be a 40 grand producer, do you know how much you would have to submit a day to be a 40 grand a month producer?
How much?
Only 1,300. 1,300 every single day. If you miss a day, it's just one extra policy. You just got to break the numbers down. It's really just it's very simple. You just have to have a game plan for yourself so that you can actually get the job done.
That's so good. So, agents in the very beginning, what do you think they should focus on improving first? Script, mindset, or activity?
I would say, well, all those play a big part. Obviously, match the script because you got to know exactly like what around you're talking about, so that you can understand what you're selling. So the script is very important as a new agent. Now, mindset, like I said, mindset is everything. Like you have to come into the business believing in yourself and believing in the opportunity. There's real agents like me, or other people that's just around. Like if you know Sean Mike, if you know like basically study the industry. Like there are real results in this business. I like I said, I came in the business a year and some months ago, and I came from like literally having no money in my account. Like I came in the business with negative 98 bucks. Stanley invested into me, he gave me 300 bucks, and that's how I started my business. So it's like it's just possible. You get what I mean? Anything that you put your mind to is possible. It's not like I came in here and I had money, I had the lead spin or anything like that. No, I just worked those leads until I couldn't anymore. So I think, just getting the job done is very important. Telling yourself every single day, like, I need to sell this policy. There's no other option. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get this done.
And
I
if
got no
somebody
time.
invested in you like that, you literally said you called those leads until they were all completely dead, or you
Exactly.
had enough to get your own leads, right?
And the leads I had, they were terrible. Like they were 2-year-old mortgage protection back then. And they've been getting called by every single other agents that came before me. They were cursing me out. It was really bad. Like so many disconnected numbers. I'd probably get like out of a 200 batch, maybe 4 pickups. And it'd be like, F you, stop calling me. Just a whole bunch of discouraging things. And here's the thing, it's just like basically just kept dialing them every day.
Yeah.
Because if those 4 people picked up, they're probably not going to pick up the next day. Then I'm getting 4 new pickups and I'm getting more and more opportunities. And obviously, I told you I didn't sell till my 7th day. There was a lady, her name was Patty, and she wanted that mortgage protection. And I got my first actual payout of $2,000, got paid out the next day. And it just made everything all worth it. Right. And then obviously, once I got paid into my actual bank account, that put all the belief that I needed into this business to know it was legit. Because that's really all you need is you need to make sure that you're actually getting that money paid into your bank account until you know it's real. And then it's like once you know it's real, don't take this for granted. You get what I mean? Tomorrow's just never promised. Like maximize your potential with this business. Be the best. You know what I mean? Be number one. And that's just something that I'm actively working on every single day is just to be number one.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, so would you say you really locked in and said, okay, I'm just gonna go crazy?
Yeah. So there was two times I've done that. So in the beginning, like I said, my first payout made me definitely lock in, made me understand the vision a little bit more of what I was actually creating. When I got my first paycheck, I was like, okay, just knowing that this is real, obviously I locked in. I locked in. I started working every single day. There was some nights it was me and this other agent that's here. His name's Adrian Pacheco. There was days we slept in the office. We were getting Airbnbs right next to the office out in Texas. We didn't have much money, but like we just seen the vision. Like you get what I mean? So it's like all we had to do was we had to study people and we had to learn people and we had to learn the opportunity. So that itself just made me lock in. And then also I think after moving back to Illinois back in January, that made me lock in a whole lot more because I had a responsibility on me when I was building my team. So that's when my team came into play and I wanted to show my team what was possible. So I pushed myself to working every single day, helping agents every day, and dialing every single day, and not wasting time. That was the biggest thing. It was just like
Mm.
I told you around me, I seen a lot of people just wasting their time, wasting potential, not pushing themselves to the furthest they could. And that just wasn't gonna be me at the end of the day. I seen the opportunity, I seen the vision. I wasn't gonna take it for granted.
Very good. In your office now, how many agents do y'all have in there? And it's all your team?
So we have a mix of different teams in there. So there's I on my team I have 47 active agents. In the building, there's probably over 500 agents, but this is an 85,000 square foot office. So
Okay.
there's a lot of people.
Very
And
cool.
there's
I bet
different
that energy
floors.
is awesome.
We try to
Yeah.
make it as awesome as possible. But yeah, so I'm actively like to this day, like I'm still on those phones. I don't get off the phones because I still want to show my agents like what's possible. Like if I'm doing it from the front, you can do it. And then I work on mindset and stuff like that as much as possible as well. Like just instilling that belief in every single agent. Cause I mean, here's the thing. If you're in this business, I'm letting you know right now, you're capable of doing whatever you want to do. It could be you.
So if every agent on this call did one thing differently starting tomorrow, what would you tell them to do? Just sum it up with one thing.
Take action. No more procrastinating. No more procrastinating. No more telling yourself you can't do certain things. Just get it done. Take action. Put your all into this. Yep.
To produce what you do, they wanted to know how many leads per week.
I was doing like when I had my really, really high months, I was doing instant leads where I was doing around, give or take, I'd say I was spending probably like 2K a week.
Hmm.
Obviously I didn't start off by just having 2K to just spend on leads. I had to get the results first and then reinvest right back into my business, which caused me to not really have money because I was reinvesting back into my business. But the return of a first chance batch was crazy. I remember the first chance batch that I bought, which they call those fresh leads. I think my return off of that was like 16K off of one batch, and that was my first batch, and that was off the veteran leads.
Hmm.
So obviously, I understood that like lead flow is definitely cash flow. So 2,000 a week on leads, I just feel like it's very reasonable, right? It's
Yeah.
just 8K a month. You're definitely gonna make your return plus more. If you're spending 8K a month on leads, even 6K, you should at least on the low side be depositing $30,000 because you're spending a lot of money. You don't want to mess around here. You get what I mean? Like you don't
You're
want to.
working your butt off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sun up to sundown for sure.
Yep.
Uh-huh. I was just gonna say, any other words of wisdom you want to share?
Um. No. I mean, I think as of right now, you guys all. It seems like you have a really well trained team. So
That is so good right there. Yep. Blame
and that's
yourself.
one thing I would say that I probably wasn't the best at in the beginning was just taking accountability. I was always looking to blame other things rather than myself. Sometimes you just gotta blame yourself. You gotta just tell yourself you're in the wrong. It's okay. Nobody's gonna get mad at you. It's just the truth.
Ownership.
Yep.
That's what
It's
leaders do.
definitely very important. Yeah.
If you have to sum up your insurance career so far with one word, what would it be and why?
Kind of two words, but life changing. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, like came from a background where we didn't have money, where we didn't have anybody running businesses, where we didn't even know these type of things were real. And I've watched a lot of my family members turn into their own business owners. They're growing their own team. I'm growing my team. I got to see things I thought I'd never see in life. I got to help out families. That's very important to me as well. Like that's something I learned to love is just protecting families. Obviously, I've had to deal with a few death claims and stuff like that, and the company's always paid out. Never had a problem with the company not paying out. So it's just like knowing that what you're doing is the right thing, it just feels so good. Feels good. It's life changing, and I just want to keep trying to inspire others and keep changing my life and keep changing everybody around me's life. Just keep growing. And this
Man.
opportunity gave me the potential to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you so much for pouring into us tonight. And your passion is contagious. I always say success leaves clues, and you left a bunch of them tonight. Thank you so much for your time.